Because I'm a terrible streamer, I forgot to unmute my microphone. All right, everything sounds good. See, even after you've been doing this for a year, it's the little things that trip you up. Constantly. Lower, yep, thank you. Man, I don't know what I would do without you guys. Make sure you know what you're signing up for getting into this life. That's what I would caution. Oh, man. So, anyway, what I was saying, what a week. What a week. What a week. What a week. 3 watch parties, 2 live streams, a video. And we got more to do. We got more to do. I'm energized as ever. I'm excited about what we're going to do today. I'm going to go over that in just a second. But I want to make sure I get the station all set up here. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff today. Huge shout out to you, Jason, for all your help this week with lots of stuff too, man. Make sure I get some windows lined up there. So first and foremost, I want to share with you guys what actually went down this week. We did a watch party for SAP, Cisco Live, and VMon, varying days of each event. It was interesting to have so many, and on top of that, NetApp made announcements. I think Pure made announcements. Dell EMC had a big power store. It's Isilon, whatever. Everybody decided to do announcements this week. So I just calm down, guys. You don't all have to go out the same week. You don't have to counter program each other. There's 52 weeks in the year. I'm not going to name names either, but I saw a terrible, terrible example of something happen on LinkedIn this week. You may have seen my comment on it. I am intentionally not going to name names or people or companies here, but I was very disappointed in some executives and startup founders' activity on LinkedIn this week. It genuinely pisses me off. Yes, you did, Jason. Thank you for that. That kind of stuff that I have zero tolerance for in 2020. 2010, it was all fun and games. Now, we got shit to do. Move on. And you know what? If the troops want to do that kind of stuff and engage in those kinds of activities, that's fine. I don't want to see VPs, senior executives, and CEOs and founders encouraging it as well as participating in it. To your point, Jason, it may have a place. There is a fun and games aspect to it. If it's people in sales or down in the trenches or TMEs and all, it's all in good fun and poking fun at each other. But no, when you're blatantly doing that kind of stuff, I just set a better example, man. It just makes me turn my nose up and I never want to work with you. I never want to do anything with you. It tells me everything I need to know about you as a person, as a leader, character, all of that stuff. Sure, it works when it's BK and Wendy's social media teams. Yeah. That's not the level of leadership I want to see coming out of startups in 2020. No. Sorry. All right. Good times today. I wanted to share with you guys. Can I pull that up? No, it does have some inside information. I wanted to share with you guys sort of the post-mortem of what went down with the watch parties. Because you guys know me, I like being transparent about that kind of stuff, and I know people are curious about it. So real quick, I wanted to just take a couple of minutes and show you guys the back end of my YouTube channel, right? So let me get this teed up for you. And it's still a fairly new channel. It's only about 6 months old at this point, and I've only really been doing stuff on it for about 3 months now. We've just moved the live stream over a couple of months ago from Twitch, so it's still fairly new. But I wanted to show you guys the difference that some things make across all of the live streams. I hope this kind of information is valuable. Let me hide my camera actually, so you can see all of this. No cam. There we go. So we're live right now, as you can see. And then we had the Sapphire Now watch party. It's exceeded 2,000 views. It was just over 2,000 this morning. There's already another 200 people. Let's talk about this one specifically, because there's 3 watch parties to talk about, and there's 3 different types of scenarios that are going on here. We had a peak concurrent viewership of 249 viewers, and SAP did not have a good day on Monday when we did this watch party. Their site was crashing. They were getting 404 and 503 errors, and I was able to hijack a Periscope feed behind Twitter that wasn't really being advertised to do the watch party. And even that initially crashed, and they had to restart the Periscope feed. It was a shit show. I think they got it together within the next few hours, and the rest of the week, I hope, went off without a hitch. I haven't seen any of the other on-demand content, but what I wanted to show you guys from the little over 2 hours of watch party and then after party that we did with Kirk Ryan, you can kind of see. I wanted to just be transparent with you guys and show you guys what that looks like. So the big graph down here is sort of the watch party and or the time from 0 to the full end, beginning to end. You can see the ramp of people, and a lot of this comes in about within the first hour. The first 20 minutes of this is the startup screen, and so you can't really take it. Me riffing, trying to get everything working, right? I think it was about the first 30 minutes, actually. Finally got it working, and then the watch party went a little bit viral as a destination for people that couldn't get onto the webpage. We got a few people with 250,000 and 500,000 followers on Twitter retweeting the watch party. That'll get some traffic. So this one performed on paper extraordinarily well. All right, just looking at it on the surface, for perspective, the really successful Microsoft Build Watch Party we did back in April had a peak of 167, 165. So really, really good. And I want to give a little bit of a shout out here to the team at the NetApp social media team for helping promote myself and the watch party with some paid social media, I made some promo videos and things like that for each of these watch parties, and they helped put them out there, so thank you. That definitely made a bit of a difference. But I think the biggest thing that I took away from this watch party was there were literally no announcements. It was mostly people complaining about not being able to get to the site, how everything was pre-recorded, overly digital and VFX'd, and nothing was actually really said other than moral imperatives and mission statements. That's not to take anything away from any of the breakout sessions that might have happened, because this was a 5-day event all week long. But from what I watched, the opening kickoff, out of the gun, right? First barrel being delivered, you come out swinging and get everybody hyped up for the week. And I don't feel like they did that. You brought Porsche in to talk about how much they're having to change because of Tesla and the move for a greener climate and all that stuff. And they're making very not pretty Porsches now. So yeah. So that was SAP. It's got over 1,000 views, or it got 1,000 views at the time that it was on. It's well over 2,200 now. Watch time of 167 hours, and we gained 35 subscribers during that stream. Awesome, right? Win, win, win. Good stuff. If we go back to something that's a little bit more realistic and look at a show that did actually do really, really well, all live, big announcements, new product updates, excellent presentations, great community conversations happening around it, you can see that the numbers, it wasn't as heavily promoted. There was no NetApp paid social helping to grow this up a little bit. This was really organic with you guys, with the community, and my own tweets and my own promotion of it. And you can see the difference. Also, Cisco kind of nailed it. So we're not going to get as much traffic as people were able to get to the website. Again, the benchmark being Microsoft Build back in April, the first real legit one of these, at 165 concurrent viewers. But there's people watching all throughout the week. This is just the last 48 hours. So even just in the last 60 minutes, there's people still hitting it, right? So yeah, seeing that yesterday at 1 p.m. on Thursday, people were still watching something that went up on Tuesday. That kind of stuff is encouraging. Plus, you're seeing YouTube search. 75% of the views are coming in from YouTube search. That's good SEO. That's the kind of stuff that you want, right? So there's that one. And then VMon yesterday, which I believe was the most community engaged event. Even though the numbers might not reflect it, it still felt the most community, if that makes sense. So we did have a peak concurrence of about 20 people. We had 2 to 3, 4, 5 people come in from Veeam. We had the after party with Rick Vanover. Lots of big announcements, lots of good stuff. I hate that the numbers don't reflect how highly I thought of this one. And I hate that the high numbers are reflected on a show that really didn't deliver anything. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick postmortem of my take on the week of the watch. I'd never want to do 3 watch parties in a week again. It was a lot, but I do this because I always want to show you guys what you're getting into when you start doing YouTube content and things like that. What you're setting yourself, what you're getting into. But overall, if we look at the overall analytics of YouTube this week. Can we just do this week? Last 7 days. Gained almost 50 subscribers to the channel, 30 of which came from the SAP one, which I'm happy about. I hope some of you are here today, or at least thought about clicking on the link. 670 hours of watch time just this week. It's amazing. Over 3,000 total views of content this week. Very, very, very happy about that. And you can see other people going, this is just the last 7 days, guys. So it spills over. So just in the last 7 days, 200 people have watched the AWS Summit from May, right? 66 more people have come back and watched the VOD for the after party from Sapphire. People coming back in and watching the build event from day one. So all of this is sort of a groundswell of how things grow over time. And again, we've been at this for what, a couple, 3 months now? Not bad. Not bad. So back to what we're going to do today. We've got a couple of to-dos that we've got to get done today. I've dug out and revived my old reliable from 2008, 2009, my Cisco ASA 5505, which is kind of an amazing device. And at the time, it was really amazing. Because short of going out and dropping 20 grand, at least, on a Pix 515, this was when the ASAs were first coming out. And to be able to get one of these for about $1,200, I believe is what they were, and have all of the capability. It's known as an adaptive security appliance, the ASAs. So this was one of the first models that came out, and it was meant for SMBs. Let's see if I can stretch. Can you guys see that? It's a little tiny thing. There's not even any rack ears on it, right? But on the back, it's got an 8-port switch. It's got your console port. It's got USBs that basically don't work and a reset button that doesn't work. But it does everything a Pix firewall or an ASA would do. It runs the exact same software. The exact same software. It also brings in some new functionality that we've seen come up recently that we didn't have at the time, or we had a terrible, terrible version of it called ASDM, or Device Manager, basically. Gives you a sort of GUI-based ability to look at all your devices on your network and GUI-based manage them remotely, centrally log them if you have a syslog server or anything like that. This was basically the hub, the backbone of my whole home lab 12 years ago. Dug it out of a box and figured, well, let's factory reset it, update it, and let's see if we can get it to replace my router. Why not? The problem is that you run into things like, well, do I have the console cable anymore? I didn't. I had to order one. It was $11. It's a USB one. Don't have to deal with DB9 anymore, and it works great. Plug it in, COM3 and putty. We're done. So got the factory reset done. Got the update done for the ASA software, and got ASDM loaded. And then we started hitting Java errors. I had forgotten just what a pain in the ass Java was. I had completely forgotten. But it is. And it still is. It still very much is. So, what I wanted to work on today, I'm not going to start us off too heavy with patch panel work, but we are going to get to that. It's prepped and ready to go. The only thing I'm concerned about is if I've got enough slack in all of my drops to be able to elegantly cable manage it in right angles all the way around the rack. I think I might have to come straight across. There's just not enough slack pulled out. I don't believe. We'll see. And short of me just doing some big yanks on the whole bundle, which please don't ever do that. Not a good idea. You might yank it out of the wall sockets. And plus, I think it's stapled down or at least routed through giant staple brackets that are in the studs. And I don't want to rip any of those out. Electrical code and all that stuff. Much less exposing wires and potentially breaking shielding and causing an even bigger problem. Right now, the way it's all set up is there's a 16-port Netgear switch that they're all plugged into. And then I've got that switch uplinked to the core switch, the Cisco switches. But I'd like to get that hop out of there and be able to just do some one-footers from the patch panel down into the switches. So that's the end game. That's the goal. It's literally the last thing that I've got to get put in place before we can go through and I can do some offline cable management with the Panduits, with some Velcro, some zip ties, things like that. So we're going to do that in a little bit, but I wanted to start with, I'm hoping there's some of you out there that are, Jason, I know you are, with Cisco, got a little bit of expertise in the Ciscos. I need to make the font bigger here. Is it not an appearance? Window, maybe? Change the size of the font. Oh. We're doing serial COM3. So there we go. Oh, nice. It'll auto-size it. Good. Hey, it wasn't giving me like a drop down or a number or anything, but I guess I just resized the window and it comes up. Let me know if you guys can see that clearly. That's really what I just want to make sure of. Look good? Whoa! That looks hideous. Oh, God. Really? All right, I'll just make it full screen. That's fine. So we do a show run. If I can type today. We're on... Actually, you know what? Let's break out of that and we'll just go show IP. So basically what we're working with here is a simple out-of-the-box configuration. Step one of this for me is getting it to replace my current router. A traditional Wi-Fi router that you would get. It's a TP-Link Archer 6. A6, I think is what it is. Just like any other Linksys or something like that. It's got an internet port. It does DHCP. It does Wi-Fi. I was using that, able to pull the public IP and IP pass-through through the BGW 210. Had to do some trickery and some sorcery with MAC addresses and things like that, but I got it to work. Big shout out to Dooley for helping me with that late at night, being on the phone with me at 1 in the morning. But this thing's pretty configured. It's got the inside IP. It's got DHCP, I believe, turned on. Is it status? Oh, conft. Nope. I am very rusty with this too, guys. I'm digging into memory banks that haven't been accessed in 10 years for some of this stuff. So at the end of the day, I've got IP addresses configured on there, and I've got what I need to do is a show ver, I think. So we're running ASDM 713 and 917. The problems I ran into when I was trying to run ASDM, let me show that to you guys real quick. Oh, of course. So we load up, updates the software, and then it tries to do its discovery. And it does a discovering device version and hangs at 17%. Everything was working great until I updated the software and it did this the first time. Then I went down a rabbit hole of downgrade your version of Java, downgrade your version of ASDM. Well, I can't do that because I can't get into ASDM, and I guess I can force update it all with Tftp, sure, but I literally let it sit here for 2 hours thinking it would do something, went and did watch TV or came back, and it was still hung here at 17%. Annoying as hell. Annoying AF. So I would love to get this working, mainly because I would love to see the logs, and I would love to see the graphs. It does have the upgraded memory, so it's got 512 megs of RAM in the device. But I'm at a point now where we've got to downgrade. We've got to downgrade our versions of ASDM. So let me find. Where did I save that? I know I downloaded that, Jason, earlier when you sent it to me. Oh, that's right. It was no. There it is. I was looking at the first one he sent me earlier this week. Yep. Extracting. Let me get out of this. So what we're going to have to do is run a little SolarWinds TFTP server. All right, we'll get that guy going. We'll put the files into this right folder. So let me grab all of these. Control C, TFTP root. So now we've got a whole myriad of versions that we're working with here. I wish that didn't stretch. Looks terrible. So now what I have to remember how to do is TFTP. I haven't done this in at least 10 years. So TFTP inside my IP address. I think that's this address. That's the 10 gig. So 156 now. And then the path and file name of the config file. Okay. So we've got different versions over here, as you can see. The one that I'm currently running. Where'd it go? .7.1.3.1. So, Jason, did you tell me to try 7.10 first? Is that the one that we kind of agreed we should start with? Or should we step down to like 7.12? Or should we try 7.14? That's really the question. Because I'm running 7.13.1. There's a 7.14.1. You think 7.4? I kind of want to try the latest and greatest too, if I'm being honest. So, okay. ASDM 7.1.4. I'm wondering if I'm going to have space. We might have to clean some stuff out. Oh, I typed copy TFTP. Oh, thank you. It's ASDM, Nick. 7141-48.bin. ASDM 7141-48.bin. Yep. Disk 0, yep. This might take a minute. Error. All right, let's see what we got wrong here. What do you mean? So there's the address. ASDM. Oh, you mean in my previous command? So disk 0 colon, is there a slash in there? ASDM. Oh god, I haven't done this in so long. 714148.bin. Like that? On the wizard, it didn't ask me for a... What in the hell is going on? Copy TFTP disk 0. Okay. Remote host. ASDM-7141-48.bin. That's the file name. Destination file name. ASDM 7141-48.bin. Is this where you were referring? Do I have to put a disk 0 in front of it? Possibly. Dash 7141 dash 48 dot bin. Yep, that's right. ASDM dash 7141 dash 48 dot bin. Ah. Okay, it was Windows Firewall, but we've got another error. We got to clear some space. One step forward, two steps back. I hate that. I just want to make the font bigger. I don't want to stretch it. So I can get rid of this one. Don't need that one anymore. Oh, son of a... Well, delete. What else have we got in here? What's this package? CSD. From 20. Look at this. Look how old this shit is, man. You guys thought I was kidding. So there's 7131. This package from 2012 can go away. Who knows what the hell I was doing with that. Very good year. Here's the I just... Oh, whoa. Why does that say 2008? That's the... That's 9. That's what's running. Why does it still say 2000? 1980? Jason, do you know if it's safe to delete all these .rec files? I don't even know what those are. We got core dumps. We got all kinds of shit. Crypto archives. All right, let's do show flash. Yeah, recovery files. Old config. I'm just not sure why it's showing the old date. This is the backup from June 18th, yesterday, when I was messing with this. Why is it dating it as 2008? Where is it? I'm so rusty at this Cisco command line stuff, man. Let's try the TFTP thing again, see if it goes up now. Cat 6 cable going over a very high-end network. This still takes forever to move a 34 meg file. Okay. So, let's show, what is my, so I'm on 9.1.7 and there's 9.2.4. Should we also bring over the new ASA software as well while we're at it? Let's look at clock. Is it conf T? Clock. -4? Jesus Christ. I don't even... At this point, I'm just like, whatever. I just want to get into ASDM. 9.2.4 is older? Huh? Alright. We won't mess with that. One thing at a time. Let's get into ASDM. From there, we can update software very easily. So, now what I need to do is figure out how to make that ASDM image the one that loads. And I just don't know how to do that. You sent me some link earlier, Jason. Let's see. Let me pull this up real quick. Copy Tftp, shifter. That's the ASA. Now set the ASA to use the new OS. Okay. We're not bothering with that. You'll now need to tell the ASA to use the new ASDM image, then don't forget to save the changes with the right mem command. So ASDM image. Okay. So we're at a conf T, and then we're gonna go ASDM image disk 0:/ASDM 7141-48.bin. Right, man. Okay. And then we're going to do a reload. Oh boy. And then we'll give it a minute and we'll see if we can get back in. Nope, space. I love this song. This is Calling California, by the way. I'll turn this up a little bit. I'll turn it up in my ears, too. Whew. New Stream Beats is the shit. So good. So we are loading ASA 917-32. Good. How the hell is 9.24 older than 9.17? How did that happen? Got it. So 9.2 came out after 9.1, but the management release, the 9.1.7, is more up to date than 9.2.4. They abandoned the 9.2 branch? Why is it doing a power on self-test now? Oh, okay. All right, so Chauver, not Cheever, Chauver. All right, we're still on 7. Oh, we're on 714. Okay. So, wrong. I got to just delete that shortcut. Fingers crossed. Let's see if that was the one thing. Nope. Okay. You're gonna have to help me with the syntax. All right, so let's do clock set. It is 13:44. We'll do, actually, let's do 13:45:00. That's still not right. The offset's not there. We can fix all of that stuff once we get into ASDM, but whatever. That's close enough. I like working in UTC anyway, so technically it would be plus. Like literally, at this time in 2000. Well, actually, it was more like 2004. I had all my clocks in my house and my watch set to UTC because I was a weirdo. Yeah, it's +4. I'm gonna hit it right on the second when the machine ticks over. You can see it down on the bottom right. 7, 8, 9, tick. All right. That's fine. We can configure time zones and shit like that once we get into ASDM. Here's the problem. Why can't I get into ASDM? Why won't ASDM load? That's what I'm fighting. That is our mission today. Might help launch. All right, we'll test that theory. We'll give it a shot. So I can confirm in the top here it is 7.14.1. So that's good. We are pulling the updated version. I think we're going to be doing a dance with Java versions here. We got to go find some old Java. Which annoys me to no end. Why is there not just a web well, it's from 2008. I understand. Why is there not just a tiny little web interface? Load the Java console? Okay. Well, actually, that's a good point. So I'll leave that there. And then, so there is on the ASDM one, I was looking at that down here. You can open it up, right? And let's watch that and see what happens. CLI pass-through debug inside do initial processing. Here, Jason, I'm gonna just drop all this to you in Discord. Mainly so we just have sort of a little output there. See if you can find any magic. Actually, let's go. I don't have a tab. So what do we want to look for here? Load 7.12, that's the same error you saw. Okay. Okay. So show flash. We're probably going to need to get rid of copy Tftp disk 0. We want ASDM dash 7121.bin. Is that right? ASDM dash 7121.bin. I'm guessing we're gonna have to delete something else. Probably that ASDM file. 714. Yeah. All right. Quit there, and then we'll do delete ASDM. Stuff. We can delete the 713. What else is big? Show flash. 717. Those are okay, yeah, those can go away. And then delete. Okay, so show flash. Can you do wildcards? Star.rec. Yeah, I guess you can. Cool. Oh god, that's so much more manageable. Okay, so now we can let's just clean house. We need to get rid of some of this old stuff. Upgrade startup errors. I mean, just all this stuff can go away. Keep the core dump, keep the log. I don't even know what sDesktop is. This startup config save. I feel like that's from a long time ago too. So we've got our ASA. We don't have an ASDM on here currently. Let's get 712. what'd you say, 712? Okay. So copy TFTP disk 0. ASDM-7121.bin. ASDM-7121.bin. You sent me a link. Oh, in Discord. Okay. Some kind of... It doesn't say that there was a resolution. Go back to 710, 712. Okay. Well, we got 712, so show flash. So ASDM image disk 0. Uh, 7121.bin. Nick. Okay. Right mem. And for good measure, we'll do a reload. Okay. Fingers crossed, that's it. You know what? We're at the 1 hour mark. It's a good time for a little stretch break anyway. Everybody stand up for a minute. Stretch out. Told me a year ago, 2 years ago, that I would be hanging a 22U rack with 2 storage arrays and configuring an ASA live on the internet, I'd told you were insane. I was in a very different place in June of 2018. And that is a conversation I want to have one day. But not yet. Okay. I really hope this gets it done. If this doesn't do it, we try going down to 710. If that doesn't do it, we're going in command line. Actually, we might actually just move on and we'll go punch some panels. You know, I don't know how much effort I'm really willing to invest in this to get it going. All right, so Shover 712. Okay. Pull Java console up. I mean, thanks, Steven. Now all I want to do is watch Arnold Schwarzenegger movies all night. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It sounds like an amazing Friday night. So, launcher version checking successful. Invoking the loader. I wonder if it's the cache. I wonder if I need to blow that cache location away. It worked! I don't need the gun, John. Where he's pointing the knife at him. And there's just pipes and he's wearing chainmail for no reason. I don't need the gun. Bennett. It's such a terrible movie, but it's so good. Okay. Welcome to ASDM. Thank you very much, Jason, for all the help getting there. I wouldn't have been able to done that. I wouldn't be able to do this without you getting me what you did. I appreciate it. Big ups. All right, login's already going. Everything looks good down there. Were you only using about... I'm assuming as soon as I turn some stuff on, this is going to probably peg out. Outside interface is down. We don't have anything plugged into it. So now what I really want to do, where it failed last time on me, is when I ran the startup wizard. And that was a lot of stuff. So configuration, startup wizard. We're going to modify the existing. We're not going to do teleworker. Host name and domain, done. We are not going to do a DMZ. We'll turn that off. We're going to use VLAN 1 inside, VLAN 2 outside. Turn that off. Is there already a VLAN? Oh, so it's already there. Okay, choose a VLAN. Okay, got it. I want 00 to be outside on VLAN 2. Everything else inside on VLAN 1. Looks good. All right. Use DHCP, and we want to pull it as the default route. We want to do a range. No, so this is my static inside. We're not at DHCP yet. So I want to use DHCP so that I can pull the IP from my ISP, and I want them to issue the default route. Brilliant. Here we go. Okay, so 100 to 199, pretty standard. Cloudflare DNS. What is 99 days? I don't know. The max they'll let you do is 86,000 something. I just put 86,000. Don't want to do auto config. Ping timeout. We probably need to put something there like 50. It's fine. Yes. This is, no, I just want port. I want PAT. I don't want a double NAT. I want PAT. I want everything to go to the outside interface of the firewall, because that's going to go to the router and out the door. Yes, yes. Use on the outside interface. Yes. Exactly. Okay, so this is your admin access. If you've never seen this before, this is the startup wizard to basically self-auto configure sort of your ASA. So what I'm doing is going through the sort of initial setup of it. A lot of this I had already configured on my own. So this is basically saying who has administrative access, and I'm saying anything inside the network can get to it, can run ASDM. The problem with setting this to a specific IP address and 255.255.255.255 is your IP address might change on your workstation. And then what do you do? I understand the logic and the reasoning behind not doing it that way, but pass configure on the inside interface. Oh, okay, yeah. That's fine. It's just going to translate everything coming to the inside interface to the, which is basically just going to be the switch uplink. There's going to be nothing plugged into the back of the switch on the ASA. It's just going to be one uplink port 0/1 on that's the inside interface. That's and I'm basically after we get this working, I'm going to go back in and disable all the other ports on the back of the switch, right? Physical security, and then you have. Port 0 is your outside interface. Port 1 is your inside. Inside goes to the switch. Done. Done. Fingers crossed. Off we go. We got our domain name. We got 917. We're running 712. We're routed. Got 128 megs of flash, 512 megs of memory. And then we got to do a write mem. Where is the there it is. So can we see, where's my console? Oh man. That should have come across the console as well, I think. Little blip there in CPU, little blip. No memory increase, huh? Okay. So we can see the logs. Can I pop out the logs? So if we wanted to see what we actually did there, not too much that wasn't already configured, honestly. That's really what it comes down to. Here's the firewall dashboard. So now the trick is, obviously I can't do this on stream. I can't swap my router with this, but as it stands right now, I'm comfortable doing that later once I'm off stream. Plugging it in, making sure it can pull down the IP. I will need to configure the BGW210 and update the MAC address of the... So in ASDM, where do you find... So interfaces... Inside, how do I get my MAC address? Edit? How do I show my MAC address? I'm gonna need my MAC address. Why isn't it showing the MAC address of the port right there? I need that. Outside interface. Yeah, but it's not showing either one of them. Edit. Advanced. Enter MAC addresses for the... No, you tell me what the MAC address of that port is. That's what I need. Loud, sorry. Yeah, that's... Is that right? A4:4C:11:A2:... Yeah, okay. So I'd have to put that in the BGW210 as the fixed DHCP for IP pass-through. And that should pull it. I'll test it later tonight and let you guys know. Oh. That's not good. Well, shit. That ain't an option then. So was all this for naught? No! I didn't even realize that. I should have noticed it when the nomenclature wasn't gig 01 or GI 01. Oh boy. Wasn't a problem in 2008 when everybody was getting 10 megabit per second off their ISP and maybe 2 up. Okay. Okay. It does have the SSC slot on it, and I'm wondering if there's an expansion card to put in that for gigabit, but the more I think about it, I don't know that you can put enough memory in this thing to even handle that, the more I'm thinking about it. Or, I mean, you know, what's the new version? Let's go shopping. Cisco ASA. Jesus, you can buy them for $76 now? $500. Oh, it's the X series. Do they have... Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't even want to bother. $55.06. USG. What's USG? I don't have any other Ubiquiti stuff, man. I know it shouldn't matter and it doesn't matter and all of that stuff. Oh, good old Don. He's still around. I learned a lot from that dude. Ubiquiti is trying to build an ecosystem, and good for them. That's not really what I need, though. What is this? That is awesome. Look at that. It's like a little adapter that you put the firewall in, and then you can rack mount it. It's got a little shelf. Oh, whoever came up with that is a friggin' genius. They die cut out the it's almost like a motherboard case. It's like a case. Only reason it's known to work really well with the ATT Gigaplan stuff. So is my TP link. I mean, it's you know. I hear you. I appreciate the recommendation. I mean, what are we looking at? Hundreds of dollars. Ubiquiti security gateway. That little guy right there? Or the pro one? I'm curious. The last thing I need is access points. I've even got an extra access point now. Don't need a switch. I keep hearing people talk about Ubiquiti stuff, and I'm I'm not sure I understand what all the rage is about. It's cheap and it works. So I've got 2 Cisco switches and 2 8-bay Synologies. One of those things, I'm not saying it's not important, but I'd rather go with what works best in what I've got. I'm not one to cheap out, if that makes sense. So cheap has never really been a decision point for me. Fans are not as bad as I thought. Read some reviews, performance. I couldn't have any whirring like noise. And right now, what's it going to do for me that the TP-Link isn't already doing? Let me show you guys what I do have right now. And it's not even my first choice, but it's a nice little router. This guy, $50. It's got everything I needed. More than I needed. I'm not really using the Wi-Fi at all. It's turned off. Actually, no, it's not. It's on. And then I'm bridging to my Eros and they're basically just $500 worth of access points now because I'm not even using the routing capabilities. But yeah, all gigabit. I think it is at least. But $50. So you want cheap and it just works? There you go. It took me 5 minutes to configure this thing. And it looks kind of cool. Those antennas flex everywhere. It looks like one of the Nighthawks in a way. And it's been my little backup router. It auto updates, single one button click auto update from the internet. Works great. Whoa! Look at that. That thing looks like a transformer. Jesus Christ. Made for gamers. It's gaming. It's a gaming router cuz gamers. I hate that shit so much. You got your gaming chair and your gaming mouse and your gaming keyboard and gaming monitors and your gaming microphone and gaming lights and gaming cables and RGB. I have gaming fatigue. Gaming all the time. You'll only buy this device if you're a gamer. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling very defeated right now. After all that work, thank you again, Jason. I think I'm going to throw this thing in the trash. I think it's going to get trashed. I have no use for it. I thought I could resurrect it, and we did. I thought I could make a use for it, and I could. And I thought it would be nice to have another Cisco device with the switches, and it would have been. But 100 megabit port? No. No, not. I don't know how I got around that in 2010. I think that's actually why I got rid of it. Or why I took it out of the network anyway. I'm not remembering. I mean, it's even got PoE. How does it not have gigabit ports? I am I don't know what to do. TP-Link it is. And I can take the Eero that I've got here in the studio and just wire it to another port in the house. Let's go have some fun. Let's go patch some cables. Other than having better logging and fancy firewall rules that... Yeah, exactly. I can set up a syslog server internally if I want better logging. God. Just... Damn it! That was unexpected. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi on the TP-Link so the Eeros don't fight for signal channels. It's more about what the actual backplane throughput on the A6 is. Trying to find out. Okay. I'm gonna set cameras up real quick and move the mic over there so that you guys we can all talk and everything while I'm in there punching stuff down. But be right back. 1 minute. Okay. Let's go here and see what we got. Ooh, look at that. So the patch panel is going to be going in that very top 1U strip. You can see the bundle hanging out behind it. I got to get my tools and stuff together, switch the microphones over, but I'll be back in the shot in just a second. So hang tight, guys. Okay. And of course the iPad's dead. Why wouldn't it be? When is the iPad ever not dead? It's always dead. Dead, ski. Maybe we'll have that. Alright, so this can come out of the way. Don't need that. Crash card out of here. Alright, so what I want to do right now first is kind of clean house. There's a lot of stuff in here that I don't need to be in here. We still got to cut and fix our shelf and put that back in on the left hand side. What is this going to? That was when I was working on the BGW, but we're done with that. That can come out. I got to figure out what to do with the BGW once we put the patch panel in there. And I've got a solution for that, but it's another little shelf that goes in there. I'm gonna double check real quick and make sure you guys can hear me, because my iPad's not working. It's more about what the actual backplane throughput on the A6 is, trying to find out. Okay. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, so I can make sure. Pretty sure I've turned it up loud enough. Yeah, I'm good. All right. So one of the last little pieces that finally came in, we've got a. What was that? That sounded important. We have a Tripp-Lite 24-port patch panel kit. And I haven't touched one of these bad boys. I mean, we're going back to the roots right here. It's N052-024 if you're interested. Very high quality patch panels. And I'll show you guys here. I love that everything Tripp-Lite sends you, they send you zip ties. Because they know. They get it. Okay. Racks, great. Don't need that, don't need that. Quick start guide, alright. Wait, did you give me a tool also? Here's what they look like, so you guys can see that. Get a little closer for you. And on the back, you've basically got color codes for all your punch downs. I hadn't done this in a long time. It does say it's only Cat 5e, so it does not, which kind of, yeah. 568A is the pinouts and stuff that you're working with. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, each of these little sections and things also come out. So what you can do, forget how this works. You can take each of the little banks out of the actual rack mount piece and work on the banks individually. So this, trying to punch this whole thing down can be a little unwieldy. But I want to make sure I don't break this. This was not cheap. That is just the, yes. That is just the little Tripp-Lite end cap. So we'll pop those guys off. All right. And then, I'm trying to see how it snaps in there. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that anyway. I'm good enough at this to, I don't want to have to worry about it. Whatever. It is what it is. Sounds like it's too much work. So they also send you 2 of these sort of cable management pieces that snap onto the back, and you can it'll lay the cables out flat onto the back for you, right? So you can snap them into place on, I'm not going to show you, but on the back of these, you've got, can you guys see that? You've got little clasps right there, and then these guys snap into place on the back of those so that you can lay out in opposing order each of the cables that are getting punched down. Makes cable management easier, and then once you put these on, you can then pull your 3 bundles, and then you can lay them all across and do one big bundle. It makes it really pretty. So, I dropped one of them, I think, yeah. Oh, but we'll handle all of that once we're done. So now that I've stood up and started moving around, gotta take a quick bio break. Enjoy the blinky lights. I'll be back in 2 minutes. If I can get out of here. Okay. Ow. Let's potty. So here is the TP link that I hope I don't disconnect, because then we go bye-bye on stream, which is going to make all of this very interesting. Trying to do this on stream. And I need to make sure I route everything properly. So I think what I can do is swing that around, drop this guy down here, slack. Yeah, okay, that works. Then I need to do the same with the BGW. Pull my bundles out of here. Please don't disconnect the interwebs. Please. Make sure I don't have slack everywhere. Okay. I think we're still online. That's my internet. And this is my bundle that's going back in there. Keep that somehow. Maybe right there. Yes. And then I've got a bundle of cables that aren't being used that I identified last weekend, so I'm going to put those off to the side. For now, at least. We might come back and punch those down at some point. The problem is I've got more than 24 drops in the house. There's 4 in the garage, because it was the model of the neighborhood, right? So it's got 4 drops that are in the garage, 1 on the back porch. Every room is wired. It was one of the enticing parts of this house, actually. But what I'm really looking at here is right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, because not much stuff is turned on in the house right now. Like the media center's not on, the Xbox isn't on, none of that stuff is on. The TVs that are wired are not on. So yeah. And I'm trying to remember if any of these will interrupt the stream or the internet, and I don't think so, because it's all going straight into the switches. And my computer is coming straight into the switch right here. Yes, this white cable that I've got to re-cable manage at some point. Okay, so if I unplug all of these other things, I think the only thing we'll lose is the Eros and Wi-Fi. That should be it. So let me go tell the lady. Let me text her real quick. Oh, some new people in there. Hi guys. Welcome to DatacenterDude's Data Center. You may lose Wi-Fi. Okay. But honestly, there's enough Wi-Fi coming out of this closet that should cover the whole house at this point. So, probably wouldn't even notice if I didn't say anything. All right. So let me clean off my workstation here a little bit. We don't need drill bits or a tape measure or a stud finder or pliers or a stand or a hammer. All this stuff can get moved out of the way. I need my crash cart. Almost dropped a giant tape measure on my foot. That would have hurt. mess going over here, Nick. Complete mess. We don't need a MacBook Pro right now. Get that out of the way. Okay. Got a little tester cable. Cable management. Got the patch panel. Alright. Make sure I keep the chat up so I can see you guys. Alright. I also got my handy dandy network guide toolkit. Everybody's got to have one of these. Punch down tool. TrendNet. It's really nice. It's a nice kit. Comes with a line tester. Comes with a crimp tool. Always comes with zip ties. This is going to come in handy. Little line cutter. And the reason that I have this one is because it supports both. I think it's 510 and whatever the other one is. The one that has the curve in it. So what we're going to do, since I haven't done this in a terribly long time, we're going to do some little test punches here. Make sure I'm doing this the right way. Excuse me. I want to make sure that I might snap one of these on. Because I want to make sure that I'm laying them out the right way. Even though I probably shouldn't be doing this. Because I don't know if they're going to come back off now. But I wanted to see how much slack I needed to leave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it. So the first 8 bank is basically 4 punch blocks, one on top, one on bottom, one on top, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right. Done this in a long time. Long time. That good old clicky sound. What I need to do, let's test fit this up first. All right, so it does fit in there great. I might actually go up to the very top so that it's, oh man, it doesn't flush up. Come on, Tripp-Lite. This is your rack too. Oh well, all right. So we'll leave that one gap in the, I hate that there's a gap in there that I put my finger through, but I guess if I need to run cables through or, you know, for whatever reason. All right, so we might have to restack the switches and get another one of these little $20 Panduits. Because I'd like to put that between the patch panel and the switch, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that today. Poop. So basically we've got switch, Panduit, switch, Panduit, switch. So I think I need to bring these down 1 U and put another Panduit in between the patch panel and the switch. But we can do that another time. Not a big deal. We don't have to do that today. All right. So that fits. Now what I need to do is we start pulling some of these cables that don't have link lights. Meaning they're not running right now. So everything that doesn't have a link light, I'm gonna pull out. We can start with those. All right, bear with me. Can you guys still hear me when I'm in here in the closet? I hope so. Can you hear me when I'm in here talking? Is it coming out to the microphone? Ugh. Yeah, it's just a... Oh, okay. Well, let me do this. If I move this over... Whoop, sorry about that. And that way it's actually pointed in the closet. Alright. That should be better. Let me pull my phone in here. A little stand that I've got so I can see the chat. This is cool, man. This is some experimental shit right here for live streams. I've never seen any. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Steven. I've never seen anybody do this on a live stream. So we're gonna have some fun. The lighting in here is probably terrible, but all right. So I need that and that. All right. So basically, what I'm doing is I've only got 4 connections that are active right now throughout the house. I'm leaving those wired into the netgear for the time being. We've got plenty of other drops we can work on to get started here. I'm just gonna rat's nest all of them real quick. Let's pull this. Actually, you know what? What is that one too? That's the master bedroom Eero. That one can come out. This is that's the living room Eero. That one can come out. Study. I think that's her computer. That can come out. She's not using that. And then that's the other bedroom. All right, so they're all coming out. Fine. What I want to do now is try to gauge how much. If you guys can see that, they're all terminated. And see how this one's shorter than all the rest of them? I want to kind of gauge. I want to make sure I get a good pull and get a good tug on these. Alright, they're all the way through. And I want to make sure I got them all straight because I want to make sure that the shortest ones end up over here on the bundle. The other thing is, if you look up here up top, I do have enough slack, it looks like, to lash it down to the inside of the rack. So that's a good sign. I want to come over that and then do the bundle into the inside of the rack. And then I can start to lay them out across the patch panel there. And it's beautiful. Glad that wasn't my foot. Even the shortest one is going to have plenty of slack. So that's good news. Good, good, good. What I need to do now, put this back. Well, you can just sit there for the time being. What I need to do now is kind of gauge shortest to longest. And this is a little bit of thread weaving. If you've never done any large bundling work, you always want to do this. It's almost like braiding hair. If you got a daughter, you got a wife with long hair, something, even a son, it's okay to braid boy's hair too. She's braided mine before. You want to do almost like a braid. Make sure you've got everything laid out nice and flat there, and then start going like shortest to longest. Okay, and then once you get them all laid out and all the bends out of it, you can kind of see pretty clearly. Like all of these are about the same length. So I want to pull that one off to the side as a short one. I want to pull this one off to the side as a shorty. That's a shorty. I want to start working to make sure. So all those are pretty long. So these, basically what we're doing here is we're just determining what are the first two that we're going to punch down. Really all this is about. So it was those first two right there. All right, so that is study and family room. Okay, so let's cut some cables. Here we go. No guts, no glory, right? Do I have, oh yeah, I guess I do. Oh. Whew. I do need to find some in-ears, because I need music too. I need to hear some. Stinks like plastic in here. Also, something to be aware of. These transceivers, these SFPs, are white hot. White hot. 10 gig traffic works fine. I don't know if that's normal, but I can't touch them for more than a second without burning my finger. That's how hot they are. The switch itself is warm. The heat sink on the back is cooler than the switch. Not a lot of hot air coming out the vents, but I mean, it's all that heat. Damn! It's hot. Like, hot. Alright. Let's cut some cables. These first two, so that's going to be basically going into port 1. So I want to cut as much, as low as I possibly can. Trash. That'll be stepping on obstacles, kind of like Lego. And we're going to take our little tool here, and you want to strip off probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches, so that you can unbundle them and then lay them all out. Oh, that's kind of cool. That kind of does double as a sort of crimp tool or a punch down tool, doesn't it? Double check, make sure I didn't cut through anything. Nope, looks good. All right. So now basically you've got your 4 twisted sets of pairs. Brown, brown with white, green, green with white, blue, blue with white, orange, orange with white, right? Four different colors, one of them's got a white stripe on it. And you just wanna do a little untwisting. For the full length of the cut, I hope you guys can see that. I don't know how much of this work you guys have done in the past if you're watching, but I've done a lot of it. It's just been 20 years. This is bringing back some memories of shit that I don't hope I never have to do again. But it's good to have, you know, every now and then you tap into a fundamental, like working on your car, changing the brakes, knowing how to change the oil in your car and things like that. At this point, we're willing to pay somebody to do it because our time's valuable, but it's nice to tap into those skills every now and then and know that you can, is kind of the point. All right, so I wish I had to put that bracket on there now because I can't really just like lay it out flat across it. Let me see if I can get that back off of here without breaking it. Might need a flat blade. I hope I don't break this. All right, number one's gonna be tricky because it's the first one and it's the shortest cable. Oh, okay. So basically you want to, what are we looking at here? These things have evolved so much. Yeah, okay. I see what they're doing now. So let me explain if I can. Hopefully you can see this. So just don't look at the bottom, just look at the top. Or they're the same on the top and the bottom. Blue with white, blue, green with white, green, orange with white, orange, brown with white, brown. And we're basically going to So we want to go. Come here, you. Can I sit that right there? Actually, if I turn it upside down, well, no, that won't work either. This is why I was saying it would be easier if we could. You know what might be easy if I zip tie this to the rack right here temporarily. Yeah. Once I'm gonna zip tie it to the rack temporarily so I can just punch it down. Find some zip ties, zip ties, zip ties. So now that we've done all the explainering, we don't need to do any of that anymore. So I'm gonna grab this. Actually go down one more. And see if I can just bundle this right here. This may not end well, but I'm gonna take a shot. I basically just wanted to have a flat surface to push the punch tool against. And that way I don't have to hold the, I don't have to hold this anymore. I can manipulate the wires and push the punch tool. Okay, so number one. So it's blue, green, orange, brown. Blue, green, which is weird because the blue and the green are the middle ones. So blue, green, orange, brown. All right, so we'll lay them out where they're supposed to go. So blue, blue, green, blue, blue, green with white, green, orange with white. You want to make sure you kind of keep keep it middled so that when you're fanning them out, right? So try to keep this pinched and keep it right in the middle, and then you can just bend and fan the little coppers out. This takes forever to do. I can't believe I'm actually doing this in my house. But luckily I've only got, man, there was a time where I did it was almost 500 of these in a massive foam closet, and it took weeks. And I had calluses that lasted on my hands for a really long time, 10 plus years. And then I got soft and joined a vendor. Yeah. We all do that in our careers. Green with white. Why'd you jump? You jumped on me. Come on now. Green, orange. Okay. So that's all lined up, and here we go. Punch it down. And good, it clipped. Clipped a little end off. That's a sign of a good punch. Clipped. Green, white. Get in there and line up. Come on. Good. Oh, I can feel the whole rack moving. That's not a good feeling. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Alright, that's in. Come on, line up. Oh, I'm rusty. I'm having to find the right. It used to just be able to go bang, 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 right? All right, so one down, one down. Exciting content, eh guys? Good stuff. Oh, that looks great. Oh, I'm so happy I decided to do this now. Kind of, maybe. What was the other one that was the shorty? I may actually take the, depending on how it's terminated, I may actually take the ONT or the AT&T line, punch that down to the panel as well, and just That way I can run a longer patch cable to the BGW, and I can sort of hide it out of sight because it doesn't rack mount and it doesn't have wall mount holes. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna go through these one by one, I guess. I thought there was one that stuck out shorter. I didn't set it aside, I guess. All right, well, take them out one and all. Here we go. Here you go. Man, I would love to have some music and a fan right now. That one. Give her a little tilt-a-whirl. See you, Steven. Thanks for hanging out, brother. I know this is riveting content. We'll be back playing some video games later. Actually, I guess I could turn my phone up. At least that way I get a little bit of stream beats. But I have to hear everything I say back. All right, so this time we're gonna pick up speed a little bit. Orange, green, brown. Blue, green, brown. Blue. Nope, that's the wrong one. Orange. White. Orange. Green, white. Green. Brown with white, brown. This is so much easier to do on like a demarc. Got a big piece of plywood and a little sort of floating patch panel. Right. Start at the top this time with brown. Just get that into place. One of my many jobs in my life that I do not miss. It's this shit. All right. 2 down. Yeah, there's a little shorty one. And off we go. Next. Probably shouldn't drop that right on my Synology. Anybody got any good jokes? Everybody ready for a beer? I'm gonna get a beer after this, that's for sure. Blue, green, orange, brown. Good to go. Start at the top again. Round. Alright, and then we'll put blue with white in at the bottom. Uh-oh. You son of a bitch. There we go. Blue. Come on, oh, maybe I'm doing it backwards. There we go. That's why. Oh, come on. All right. 3 down. What do we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. All of which are about the same length. Okay. Cooking along. 3 down, 9 to go. I think I still got it, guys. What do you think? I think I could go out and probably get a job doing this tomorrow if I absolutely had to. Shower after this. Alright. Back to the other side. Start at the top with brown. And white with blue at the bottom. And blue. And the oranges. Brown up there too. Oh, come on, let go. Work our way down. Green. Good. And white. Oh, come on. Okay. You guys are quiet today. It's always, I was trying to think of a good story to tell you guys that I haven't told you before about working in doing this kind of work. One of the fun parts about doing it in right around Y2K was I had just got my MCSE, but all of the contract work that I got was all networking. And a lot of it was around fiber, the onset of fiber and long haul dark fiber, where you were using things like gateway GSRs with 48 port line cards or uplink cards for OC48 down to local pops to 6509s and populating all those big line cards. That was what I really started out doing. And I just got tired of it after a while. That's really what it came down to. I think everybody, to a certain extent, just gets tired of doing the same thing. Green, brown, so yes. There's an element of excitement of learning something new, but once you do it the same thing for a few years, it's just like, I can only terminate so much DC power before it's just like, oh God, I just dread doing it. Here's a fun question. What's the worst job you ever had, or the job that you didn't like in and around tech. Let's limit it to tech jobs. We've all had those shit jobs that we had to do when we were teenagers and stuff. But what's the worst job you ever had, tech related? Guess everybody's gone. All right, that's cool. Well, I appreciate you leaving my stream on. Punching down cables. Let it be a lesson, aspiring streamers. Punching down cables, not the most riveting content. Which one's that? One's green. But there's a light at the end of this tunnel that I am very excited about. So we plow forward. Got to get this done today so we can do what we want to do next week. What's up, dude? How you doing, Ninja? Punching down a patch panel, man. Public ISP support at stream. Man, that's a good one. I gotta come out of that closet for a minute. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go. Okay, we're cooking right along, man. It's going easier than I thought it would, honestly. This also gives me a chance to check anybody's terrible work, whatever the electrician was that did this. I'm always very critical of household wiring. I thought about paying somebody to come in and do this for me, and then I was just like, you're crazy. You did this for years. You know exactly what to do. I used to do this so much, I used to have, from untwisting pairs, I used to have calluses, like pits, on the ends of my fingertips. You think it was Comcast support or the likes thereof? First contact with Remedy. Oh yeah, dude. We used a piece of software called Footprints. Did you ever hear about that one? Like help desk software? Remedy I definitely heard of in Knox. Yeah, it's gonna take me an hour to punch down 10 to 15 endpoints, whatever. And I've got the stuff to do it. I just had to buy a really nice $80 Tripp-Lite patch panel, and that's about it. Alright, we're back on that side, so brown, green. Okay, I'm getting my green and blue mixed up. I need more light in here. Or glasses. Blue, orange. No. Wait. Yeah, blue, orange, green, brown. Thought I was going crazy there for a second. In the dark, the blue with white and green with white, it's a little bit misleading. There's blue with white. Punch, piggity punch. Brown. This was one of those jobs that I was dreading, but I knew I had to get it done, and I know as soon as I'm done with it, I'm gonna love it. But the process of getting there is, ugh. Take your medicine, Nick. It'll be worth it. Come on, stupid punch tool. Do your job. Thank you. Punch properly. And orange. Orange, you glad it's your turn to be punched down? Come on. Thank you. I used to be so good at this, I could double tap. I would go pop, pop. To the next. Blue, orange, green, brown. Yip, dip, 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 dip. Imagine standing in one place for 8 hours straight, Ninja. Unbinding twisted pairs and punching down. Some of my biggest jobs involved that. Building closets and data centers from scratch. Before data center people come in, before customers come in and put their racks in and their telco rack and their servers and their storage, there's Nick on the main patch panel. Punching down drops. Oh, good song. drop any film. Exactly. I'm gonna try one the old way. I hate pushing on my rack like this in the wall. I'm very concerned that I'm wiggling it too much, but whatever. Let's see if I still got this. So basically all you do is you fan them out, you kind of pinch them in there a little bit, and then you can go like this. Quite as good as I used to be, but my punch tool isn't quite as broken in as my old one used to be either. The truth is in when you do your line testing after you finish punching down. That's where the separate from the men from the boys. Just kind of, yeah, I'm a little out of practice. About 20 years out of practice. It comes back. Blue, orange, green, brown. Blue, orange, green, brown. Blue, orange, green, brown. I was also always a lot more meticulous. So there was another way you could do this where you would expose about 3 inches and you could lay the you could just split the middle of the pairs and press them into the spots and then punch, and it would cut the rest of the cable off. I'm dealing with such short, I don't have any slack, so I'm trying to be a little more careful to make, because if I have to cut and repunch again, I don't know if it'll reach. So being a little more delicate than I normally would. But when you're pulling your own, when you got your own box of thousands of feet of cable, it doesn't matter. Need to trace some cable here, but don't have any of the gear to do so anymore. Hey, you can get a little TrendNet kit for 35 bucks on Amazon. It's got all this stuff. It's got crimp tool, punch down, wire cutter, line tester, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to tell you to go get a $200 fluke tool, but you can get one on Amazon for 20, 30 bucks. Or, are you here in RTP? I'll leave mine out on my porch if you want to come get it. Yeah, you're here in RTP. I remember that now. give me a little bit, Ninja, and I'll take a, come on. I'll take a little break and send you a link to the one I bought. It's got all the stuff in it. Alright, so there's the first 8. I'll take a little break and get a drink, and I'll send you that link. Alright. Phew! Let's see. Orders. There it is. This is the one I got recently. Is that coming through? Yep. Okay. Text. Copy. There you go. So the reason I got this one, it's not the best of the best, but it works, and I'm using it right now, and I can attest to the fact it works. It's got both punch-down blade settings. It's got a line tester in there for you. It's got the little crimp tool with some ends and some socks to put on them. It's got a whole bundle of zip ties, and it's $24. Everything you need. The one thing it doesn't have that I wish it did is what we call a toner. So I need to be able to plug in one end of the line tester and walk into a room that's got a bundle of 200 cables and be able to find which cable that thing's plugged into. That's the one thing I wish that I would have paid $50 for this kit if it would have had one of those. So I've got a lot of cables here in the house. Every single room has at least one connection, if not two, drops in the walls. Some of the bigger rooms, like the master bedroom, like the loft, like the living room, have multiples. That's what you need, toner and a probe. Okay. Let me see what I can find. I know TrendNet. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go to Fluke toner for $200, but Ethernet toner tester. Yeah, I mean, here's one for... That's a cable tester. You can find one on Amazon for $20. Yeah, there's one called MyKit. Network and telephone cable tester. The Fluke one, I used to have the older version of this one that was $100. I mean, it's just hard to beat because you got the alligator clips, you got everything. But I mean, that's like buying Snap-on tools to change your brakes, you know. Yeah, there's a Fluke one here for $72 on sale right now if you want it. Is this just for... Let me make sure I'm referencing the right one. RJ11, non-filtered. This might just be RJ11, dude. 1 second. Toner and probe kit. Well, if you did it for a job, that's different. Like me buying Fluke stuff because it was my job, right? I'm not advocating that anybody go out and buy like $1,000 Fluke multimeter if you're not an electrician, okay? The probe unit comes with an Ethernet adapter, which made this job simple. There you go. And that's from 2018. I was looking through the reviews to see. Bugio? No, don't get that one. I mean, if you're going to spend... If you want a decent one, get the... Look, here's the one coming in the chat. I mean, part of that alligator clip thing that it's got, I mean, you can clip it on that way, or you can, it's probably got an Ethernet adapter that it plugs into right there. That's really what I wanted to see, but it's not showing it in the pictures. There's a guy in the comments in the ratings that says it does come with an Ethernet, and he is actually probing a Cat5 cable in the last picture on that one. So, I mean, I guess everything at this point is Cat5. Even phone lines. You're just using one pair. You could actually run 4 phone lines with a single Cat5 cable. All right, I don't want to get distracted. Back to it. And I just realized how late it is. I gotta get going. I got an appointment at 4 o'clock. And we got 4 more to go. So I can do 4 more in half an hour. Let's go, let's go. I will have some cleanup to do later. And I love how once you get like a bundle of them down, you can start to really cable management, lay them off to the side, and really get into the laying these out the right way. I wish I could find all my Velcro straps. I gotta find those tonight. Electricians won't take time to unwind the individual pairs, and I think that makes the punch down cleaner when you do actually unwind them completely. So, competing lines of thought there. Can I get that over that? Yes. Yes. Okay, that actually be better. Good. Good, good. Yeah, good. just want to double check them. There we go. Next. In an ideal world with plenty of time, I'd be line testing each of these. But confident enough in my work. Not have to worry about it. Blue, orange, green, brown. Say it enough times, you'll memorize it. Blue, orange, green, brown. Harris dropped the rest of his new stream beats. When you said the ones we're listening to right now is the new Gold album. The rest of them, he said, should be out in between the next couple of weeks and the end of July. So give it the next 6 weeks and he should have all of it out. And he's already teeing up new stuff like some, what did he say? There was some dubstep. There was going to be some rock that he's working on. But this is the new sort of upbeat stream beats. This is the Gold album. I got to a point where I couldn't listen to the original stuff much more. It got to be a little downer depressing for me. This song right here, I think, is the hidden gem on the whole album. It's called San Andreas. And that's not just because I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto fan. I like the beat. Come on, clicky. This is not the best tool in the world, but it's getting the job done. Come on. Clip it. There you go. Brown, white, green, white, orange, white, blue, white. Good. 2 more. You haven't heard the entire Gold album? While building on a demonstration? Yeah, man, it's really solid. Blue, orange, green, brown. down. Faster. Alright. And then there was one. One remained. One final connection that needed to be made into the patch panel of doom. It's Friday, it's been a long week. I might be getting a little delirious. I'm just saying. Today, fun fact, today marks the 5th day in a row that I've done a live stream. Today, or this week, marks the first time since I've streamed that I've had a live stream every day. Oh, it has been a long, long week, but I must say that everybody that attended, all of the comments, all of the feedback, it made it all worth it, man. All the late nights doing graphics that you guys never see, and all the planning and the prep and the video shoots and the promos and the scheduling of tweets and all that stuff. All that stuff that nobody ever sees about this life. All worth it. You gotta, almost like anything else, you gotta love this if you want to do it. And I always kind of went, yeah, whatever, when I would hear people say that, but now I'm preaching it because it's true. It is true. Green, orange. You've enjoyed it? Oh, thanks, man. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me going, man. If I'm making the kind of content you guys enjoy, and I hope you'd always, everybody would be honest with me that, hey Nick, it's no fun watching you punch down a patch panel. Maybe do something different next week. Okay, that's the kind of feedback I need. But today was about me. Today we needed to get this last little DatacenterDude thing done. Oh, come on, you stupid punch tool. See, this thing might already be tore up, and I've only punched down 8. Huh. Oh, fuck. Come on. It's not snipping off the ends. Boy, oh boy, it's getting warm in there. It's because of me too, it's not because of the gear. I need a pair of dikes or wire snips. Do I have wire snips in here? No. Box cutter it is. All right. And now we go in. We do a little good bend there. Good bend on the bottom. Lay everything flat. And we'll come back in later and do some proper zip tying and cable management. I gotta find rack screws. Oh, those are case nuts. Those are not rack screws. Why don't I have any more rack screws? Ow. Okay. One more thing to the list. I gotta get another Panduit, but we're patched in. Cabling. Some temporary stuff down the switch. Test a couple. See if we get link lights. Link lights, yay! And remember, there were only 4 things out of all 8 of those that were actually plugged in. So as long as I get 4, I'm in good shape. So far, only 1. Link lights, there's 2. Alright, these last 2 better hit. Uh-oh. I might have some fixes to do then. I'll just have to, I gotta trace some stuff down. There's nothing in here that really needs to be plugged in. So what is number 1? Family room, okay. I think that's the Eero downstairs. Let me check with my phone that's in here. And then I gotta go. I gotta close this up real quick. Did light up, I want to get them wired back on just in case, because reasons. I think it was number 8. Oh, I did 4 more over there. Okay, well, I guess I can test those too. So there's the 3rd one. Alright, so I'm gonna have to run around the house with a line tester, it looks like. So that number 5 is master. I think that's Esther's room. Okay. All right, we're good to go. Yep. 1 second. Thanks for stopping by, Ninja. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. I still got to go do the wrestling show, wrestling stream tomorrow. It never ends. Once you get started, it never ends. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'll report back on the status of things once I get some lines tested and cables managed this weekend. Get everything cut over. But thanks for hanging out, guys. This has been a lot of fun. We'll see you guys Monday. Peace. Oh, whatever. It was unmuted.